Good Friday, everyone. Our weather map today shows that severe weather threat on our neck of the woods yet again today. It's going to be on our neck of the woods tomorrow, and it's going to be in our neck of the woods on Sunday. So stay weather aware for the next 3 days, mainly for these complexes of showers and thunderstorms that are developing over the Midwest. They get to about Illinois or Indiana, and they start diving south or southeast. And how they dive is who gets hit. Yesterday, it was mostly the Nashville area. We were on the very eastern edge of those lines. This morning, a complex of thunderstorms has dove down over East Tennessee, and we're on the very western edge. But there will come a time when we get hit head on. So just be prepared for that, because damaging straight line winds are always the main risk with these complexes of storms. And some of those wind gusts can go to over 70 miles an hour. So it's nothing to take lightly, that's for sure. Certainly something to keep an eye on the radar. Elsewhere across the country, it's looking pretty good. 5-day forecast shows us weather aware Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, mainly for these complexes of strong to severe thunderstorms that develop over the Midwest and then dive southeast into our neck of the woods. Highs in the upper 80s through Sunday, mid 80s Monday and Tuesday. Lows in the upper 60s through Sunday, and then mid 60s for Monday and Tuesday. Rain chances generally 50% each day, and then at night drops off to about 30%, except for Saturday and Sunday night. We stay elevated at around 50% chances for showers and thunderstorms. If you have outdoor plans for this holiday weekend, especially if you plan on camping out at one of the area lakes, Dell Hollow especially, that seems to always be a hard-hit area whenever these summer storms get going. Just make sure you have substantial shelter nearby, or postpone the trip. But for sure, keep an eye on the radar and make sure that you know where these complexes of storms are and where they're headed. And so this is a weather map that I pulled off just this morning. This is a national radar. You'll see that area of high pressure. That's what I've got circled in yellow over Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. That's a hot area of high pressure. Now the flow around that high is clockwise, as you see my arrows there. And on the outer edges, so air within the area of high pressure sinks. Okay, so they've got clear skies. But around the edge of that high pressure is where the air starts to rise again. And so that creates some unstable air. And then any storms that form in that unstable air get steered around the edge of that high by that clockwise flow. And that's what we're watching. So we've got our complex of thunderstorms, as you can see on there, diving down through eastern Tennessee this morning, being pushed southeast by that outer edge of that high pressure. And then you got another complex up in Iowa. And guess what? We're going to have to track that. That'll be our next concern. That complex you see there in Iowa. It's about 7:50 in the morning right now. So we'll track that over the next several hours, be here this evening sometime, and we'll see, does it dive into Middle Tennessee, does it dive into East Tennessee, or does it dive right on top of the plateau? So that's something we'll have to watch very closely. On this day in history, you'll start in 1886, a second destructive hurricane in 9 days hit the Apalachicola, Tallahassee area. Not a good year for those folks. 1908, a giant fireball, most likely from a meteoroid, flattens 80 million trees near the stony Tunguska River in Russia. It's the largest impact event in recorded history. So, Google that event, that Tunguska River event. It was a massive. The meteoroid, they think, exploded just up off the surface of the Earth, and that just sent out energy waves that just flattened 80 million trees. 1952, the temperature at Nashville hit 106, marking the 8th consecutive day of 100+ degree readings, which is a record. And in 1972, the entire state of Pennsylvania, and look on your map, that's a big state, was declared a disaster area because of catastrophic flooding from Hurricane Agnes. So it's unusual to see much hurricane activity this time of the year. Like I've said before, it usually takes about August before things really start kicking off, but there are years that are exceptional to that for sure. You folks have a wonderful Friday, and keep looking up to keep up with all this crazy weather and to find out even more weather information. Just keep reading along, meteorologistsmart.com.